What's up, everyone? Welcome to another live stream of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
I'm Heidi.
And as always, I'm going to cover some little things before I get into saying hi to everybody. But first, Bank Santander to block transfers of crypto exchanges. Now, obviously, they are probably wanting a CBDC, and crypto would be very disruptive in their ability to go ahead and do so because it allows for a second option for people to exchange goods and services with money. Next up, the winner of the $1.9 billion lottery, which is crazy. This is what inflation does. That's why the lottery tickets keep going up in price, or going up and the prizes keep rising. $1.9 billion. That's because of inflation. And the government's going to receive, I think, 500 million, or no, sorry, the people are going to receive 500 million out of that, which is quite a bit, you know? So, so that'll last a long time. They could definitely stack some sats with that.
It'll last longer if they do that with it, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so now Department of Justice seizes $3.36 billion of Bitcoin in connection with the Silk Road fraud, they say. And that is the largest crypto seizure ever, which is crazy. One of the biggest news today is FTX CEO says a competitor is trying to go after them with false rumors. I wonder who that competitor is. Is that CZ Binance that sold, what was it? How much?
A bunch of FTT, and he chose to do it on the public market, not over the counter. Even though he was offered to trade it over the counter,
ruthless.
CZ decided to go ahead and spark some fear and doubt about his competitor.
Yeah. So that's they are ruthless. They are at war with each other, and this is a lot of fun because it essentially is the free market kind of competing against each other. See a lot of FUD being thrown around, but when the CEO of FTX said that, where have we heard that before? Be Luna. Where else? Celsius.
Oh, the fearless leaders are trying to say that it's all nonsense.
Where have we heard this? It's false rumors. Yeah, sure. Like they said, like Celsius said that to us when we were warning people about Celsius a month before it collapsed. And they were like, oh, that's false rumors. Don't listen to these YouTube scammers. And yes, scammers. We're the ones that have never promoted another project for money. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder if maybe CZ bought a bunch of FTT for two reasons. First, maybe he saw potential in another crypto exchange. Obviously, it's a competitor, but he saw some potential for profit. And on the backside, he probably saw some potential to manipulate that price or affect it through his own, influence over the market, and doing what he's doing now, making it public that he's dumping it.
$500 million worth
There's lots of conflict
FTX.
Of interest going on there.
$500 million of FTX. Oh, sorry, Sammy. Okay, lastly, 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. This is according to CNBS, or I like to call it. It's actually CNBC. But
that number keeps growing.
63%. And yes, absolutely. As central banks print more currency, that number is going to continue growing, especially now that the 10-year is rising, which means bond yields are rising, which means the debt market is once again slightly unstable. It shouldn't be rising. And what are they going to do, central banks? They're going to print lots of currency, inject that liquidity to give fake assurance to the U.S. and to global markets. And yeah, it's going to create tons more inflation. We got a little kitty cat.
They probably can't hear.
That's down there. So anyways.
If I seem distracted.
Guys, Foxcoy, what's up? Archer Bullseye,
hey,
good to see you. Duarte, Dave D. Yeah. Davo.
Silent Crossing.
Drew, good to see you. Veravas, hello. Johannes.
Yeah.
From Brazil.
Everybody's here.
Awesome. Marmar.
Most people are here. Archer wants to know, where's the proof of the big waves?
Oh, okay. So I have a GoPro footage of yesterday, which was actually, I got a bigger wave, or Heidi says I got a bigger wave today. So what did I do today? I surfed Nazare. I love surfing here. It's my favorite spot to surf. So we have to have jet skis to actually get us into the waves because the waves are too big to physically paddle into. Some people try, but they fail miserably, or they catch one wave and then they have to have a jet ski to assist them. So it's not really paddle surfing. Whereas this is a pretty crazy place. And how did I do today?
Amazing.
Did I? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Heidi
the
was
whole
our radio.
team, I think, did pretty good.
Yeah.
There was some stressful situations, but that comes with the territory.
I had to jump off the ski today because we were going down the face
inside
of a 20-foot whitewash wall, and I literally jumped off. My partner, Martin, he stayed on, and props to him because I'm not sticking around a jet ski that weighs that much, and we're going over the falls. So, yeah, but he made it. He saved the ski, picked me up because I was on the back of the ski, and he was rescuing me. And yeah, it was really bumpy, very dangerous, and
but there are some good waves.
Yeah, there's some very good waves today.
There's Kitty Cat.
Hey, Kitty Cat.
She's gonna make her debut, or not. Okay, cool. You might see her tail in a second.
So let's get into this.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, it cleaned up and it got a little bit better this afternoon, and Toby chose to stay here and do the live stream. So thank you, Toby.
You're welcome.
For your dedication to this channel.
Yes.
So yeah,
but after this, I'm getting out there again. I'm kidding. I'm not.
So at the end of this live stream, we're going to talk about the price predictions are coming out. We're coming to we're in the last quarter of the year. People, I mean, this always happens at the end of the year, New Year's resolutions, crypto predictions coming out. So we're going to talk about that. But today, Bitcoin's been at like 20,700 for quite some time.
CDC said. CDC, I like that. SEA. Toby, how high were the waves that you were surfing today? I don't know. How big was my biggest one?
It was probably like 60-ish foot today. It wasn't all time, but it was impressive.
Yeah, I can't tell because it
was of consequence today.
Yeah,
for sure. So Bitcoin's at 20,000. What is it now? 697.
Oh, dropping. Sell, panic, please.
Bitcoin is dead.
Yes. I think there was like a bunch of Bitcoin that were sent. I think like over 100,000.
To an exchange.
Over 100,000 Bitcoin were sent to exchange.
I mean, and that's the argument, right? It's so good to see lots of money leave an exchange into a wallet, but it's crypto and it can just as easily be sent right back. So
yeah,
it's all indicators.
Sure.
But yeah, so we talked about this a little bit with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTT and Binance and Alameda Research insolvent. This is the article that I was referencing in the video. I'm just realizing what this emoji is. It's kind of ridiculous, yes. And how he's talking about how FTT is kind of like a flywheel scheme. Basically, you create a token, you pump the price, the mark gains to your balance sheet. So you're like, oh, look I suddenly have so much money, kind of like the Federal Reserve and how they print cash or print currency. And then you can leverage that newly created wealth to have people invest in your tokens and leverage it in other ways. So that's basically what this article is going over.
Well, actually, before you begin, I told our CT club, if you want to check us down below, that's where our trade alerts are. But I'm like, hey, let's get out of FTT until this dust settles, because I am very hypersensitive now with news like this. If something's insolvent, I'm going to chill out and see if they really are and then maybe invest in them later. But yeah, I did sell all of my FTT and I have no quarrels about that at all.
Yeah. I mean, and if it is a project that's going to keep going on and keep proving to be a successful cryptocurrency exchange, then selling now and it's still in a bear market, there's still plenty of profits to be had or should be had if you're going to invest in the future.
Sure.
Next up.
Yeah. BitBoy. Oh my gosh. I
haven't made a video
on this yet. Do we still have to talk about BitBoy? Seriously, He's just a knucklehead that doesn't know much about this space, and he's just a sellout.
But he's really good at making people talk about him.
He is. He's a genius marketer, but a dum-dum. That's it. Sorry.
Well, that dum-dum is now he's calling himself like the king of the supreme leader of the XRP army. And I don't understand why you'd be so proud to have that position of the king of toxicity. That's what we're going to call him. But basically, I don't know if he's gained this position, but he has applied for it for the director of strategy and operations for Ripple Labs. So some people here is a conspiracy or an idea. So BitBoy was called out, a few months ago for pump and dumping, and he was called out for being a scammer, basically, and he threatened a lawsuit against that person, and that person made it public. And then BitBoy is like, well, if I knew it was going to go public, I wouldn't have done a lawsuit. So it came out and became very apparent of his, just like a lot of crypto influencers recently have been outed as pumping these early entry cryptocurrencies, these pre-sales or ICOs, and then there's evidence that they were actually selling them the same time they're making videos that other people should be buying it. Not a good look. Now that mixed with the new regulations coming out of Europe, the MiCA regulations, whatever, they're basically, they have some clauses in there that will talk about crypto influencers having to disclose that they have purchased a cryptocurrency that they're talking about. Otherwise, they'll be hit with some market manipulation. What do you call it? Like you're going to be accused of market manipulation or whatever. So some people, anyway, getting back to the point, some people think that BitBoy is, maybe one person on Twitter, I'm sure there's people who agree, made it vocal that their idea was BitBoy is doing this to pump his own bags of XRP just in case they lose the case against the SEC, and then he can exit and then, wipe his hands of it. So
who knows? I mean, who cares?
When someone demonstrates so boldly an ego of calling himself the supreme leader for anything, and he's very, very proud of this, that should be a red flag of anyone who tries to portray themselves as knowing everything about crypto, of having, like I said, like a really big ego, because this space can humble you and will humble you very quickly. If not, time will tell, and they usually always get weeded out, and the higher you are, the harder the fall.
Yeah, I mean, anybody listening to Ben Armstrong or BitBoy Crypto, buddy that's actually
the supreme leader of the XRP army. Let's use proper names here.
So anybody listening to him doesn't know much about crypto and is going to be led the wrong way. Yeah. Obviously,
they're easily influenced.
Obvious. Yeah, so that's those are the people that are going to get slaughtered in this space and participate in pump and dumps.
Yeah,
and watch, it's pretty easy to to show when they've sold their coins and when they've pumped their coins and stuff. They've done that with many.
Especially if you know their wallets. It's all on chain.
And it's not just BitBoy. It's many other crypto influencers that have been shown to do this. So it's kind of interesting. Anyways.
It's a shame that, they choose to get bought out so easily instead of playing the long game. That's the lesson I learned pretty early on with this channel. Yeah. And it's massively more, it's just more rewarding for me personally to have an authentic representation of what we're doing in crypto and how we're talking to you. I think it comes off. I get that feedback a lot and I love it. I think that's why we like these live streams. Yeah. Okay, that's enough about that. Next one.
We will actually promote Ledger, though. I like Ledger.
Oh, yeah.
And Heidi's actually going to a coin. And it's
yeah.
In Paris.
I'm going to Paris, guys.
Woohoo!
So... yeah, I think I'm going to be doing some content there too. So you guys are getting all filled in.
Santander,
like you said, they're blocking users. So they're not going to block you from taking your profits that you've made with crypto and turning it into fiat and sending it into their custody. But they are going to prevent you from leaving fiat and going into this profit generating, freedom enhancing tool that is disrupting their entire company basis. So
CBDCs, get used to it. It's coming. I say this every time. like almost on several times a week in videos.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing.
It's super important to bring it up, and I don't care if it's repetitive like you
I'll
or
be
anything.
totally repetitive. I don't care what anybody says.
What we're going up against is the other boiling frog scenario where they're repeating it, or maybe not explicitly, but they're getting you used to this concept of more control over your finances.
Yeah.
And their control over your finances. Just
really
to be clear.
Dangerous.
Yeah. We're going right through these. So now we're going to go. I haven't been keeping my eye on the comments. We will after this. Yeah. But if you guys have a question, go ahead and write question all in caps and we will get to it. Also, if you guys want to do a super chat, leave us a tip. It highlights your comment and brings it right to our attention really quick. So we'll be sure to mention you guys and what you have to say.
Absolutely.
So Bitcoin price predictions. All of the links for these articles are in the video description, so you guys can read along if you want. This one is funny.
Nobody knows what the price is going to do.
No.
I don't care who you are, but yeah, this is really interesting.
Well, that's actually exactly what this article is going over. I feel bad. Like we were just saying this earlier, like we feel bad for anyone who is new to crypto, or they don't have the time, energy, or they just don't want to try to learn about this at all themselves, have any kind of tools in their knowledge belt to understand this. Because if you read any kind of an article talking about price and just price, side by side, published within minutes of each other, there's an article saying it's going to go to the moon. There's an article saying it's going to go to $14,000.
And I have friends that are just constantly changing their mind about Bitcoin. Oh, no, it's going back to 14. Oh no, this could be it. This is the bull market. No, it's good. It's like, guys, shut up and like just relax and have a little bit of patience. None of your charts work. None work.
Also, maybe it's just an indication you have too much invested.
Exactly.
And you have too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, probably. That's definitely it.
I mean, and if you want to swing that big with so much of your wealth, then you better be investing your time and energy to actually understand something about it first, rather than trying to, be blown in the wind by whatever article is published or whoever Twitter is saying.
And all chartists are going to go, this is a very good chart, but you need to do it with other charts. And
yeah, you need other confirmations. Yeah. So anyway, this article shows the rainbow chart.
Oh, yeah. Seen
which
that one.
It looks so like, no brainer.
Perfect.
We're in the
look at that giant
basically a fire sale zone. It means like this is an excellent time to buy Bitcoin. And they say the last time that it was in this zone was in March 2020, and in the following years, it hit 69,000. And then right after that, it says, using the Bitcoin rainbow chart calls for caution since the bands are adjusted over time to better fit past performances. And the color bands follow logarithmic regression and are not part of a scientific basis. So basically they say they changed it to fit the past, and yet you're trying to use it to predict what's going to happen in the future. That sounds like a mess. Furthermore, they're saying that the crypto community, especially on CoinMarketCap, is expressing bearishness for Bitcoin by the end of the year. They're saying that they think the average price of Bitcoin at the end of the year is going to be trading at $21,237.
Which is above it where it isn't now.
It is above now, but at the time of this publishing, it was less than 1% of Bitcoin's value. So less than 1%, that's bearish.
I mean,
that's how you measure it.
Attention grabbing, whatever.
Also, not to call out people too much, but on Twitter, there's these accounts like Donald and Capo or Capo, however you want to pronounce his name. They're each saying like basically, well, if Bitcoin holds 21 and it goes to 23 and consolidates at 23,000, it's going to go to 29,000. Or if it breaks 21,000, it's going to go to 14,000. And that this is a bear trap, a bull trap. But what they all say is regardless, even if it goes to 14,000, this range is an excellent time to buy Bitcoin. And
this guy, Capo.
Yeah.
He's been calling for 14,000 almost immediate or in the next couple days for 5 months now.
Yeah.
5 months. He's got a religious cult following that even if he types, it's going down, instant 1,000 likes. And then, goes to 4 to 5 or 6,000 likes. I'm like, wow, this guy's going to bring a lot of people down. And because nobody knows what the price is, he's just as clueless as everyone else. He is. I don't care who he is, who he thinks he is. He's clueless. And just look at
But they think he's going to be their leader, telling them when to buy the bottom, the absolute perfect bottom of the bear market.
This guy is either clueless or he's pretty nefarious, like what he's trying to do. Like he's trying. I mean, if somebody's listening to this guy, they wouldn't have bought very much coin. They wouldn't have bought it when it went to 17,000. You want to get that?
Is it super loud? Okay,
go for it.
Sorry, excuse me, guys.
But yeah, so they wouldn't have ever done that. So props to that guy for probably losing a lot of people's Bitcoin because they thought it was going to be lower and they wanted to catch the bottom, which is really bad. And I feel bad for anybody taking that guy seriously. Yes, he's made some good calls, but everybody's made some good calls. You know what I mean? So a broken clock is right twice a day. So there you go. For 5 months calling for 14,000. Hasn't happened yet, buddy.
Yeah.
Now what? I remember his one tweet, August 12th, because that's my birthday. And he's like, August 12th, that's the date. It's going to go to 14,000. No, actually, I think it went up that day. So yeah, the guy's clueless, and I feel bad for his followers.
Yeah. That's just a general, and it's, yeah, sorry, I'm distracted.
Go for it. Let's move on.
Okay, let's go to the questions and see if you guys have any in the, got us a couple super chats here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Above my pay grade, thoughts on commodity-backed stablecoin?
Absolutely. My thoughts are, why do you need a commodity-backed stablecoin? Because I would rather have a decentralized stablecoin that doesn't have a backing. If you have a commodity, that's going to require another third party. It's going to require somebody else to trust. No. Decentralized stablecoin, yes, they're failing left and right, but they will be. Eventually, the free market will get it, and they will get it right. And that's what we need. And so that we don't have any intermediary to trust. That's why it's decentralized stablecoin. So no, I would never buy. I would never get it if that was the case.
And if there was one, it would be absolutely regulated by the CFTC.
Sure.
Which a lot of people think, they're so much better than the SEC. But if you hear anything that they say in the media, they are chomping at the bit to show the SEC how to really regulate crypto, how to smack it down and submit it to their will. So careful what you wish for with the terms of regulation.
So the reason why one of the best aspects of Bitcoin is that it doesn't have a backing. It's not backed by anything.
One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we need. So we got to get off this whole, we need to back things to make it valuable. Bitcoin has never been backed by anybody or anything. Okay. Any commodity. And that's what's made it gone.
It's backed by its code and its decentralized network.
Trustless code.
Yeah.
That sounds better than gold, which we don't know the supply, and we don't know who holds most of the world's gold.
Marco de Groot asks, what do you think of the Scourge, the new ETH upgrade? I'm going to do some research into it and do a video. So to hang tight for that one. Also, Tim, thank you for your comment. I know you're a CT Club member. And so you want to know about... explain the rumors, it's not a rumor at this point, about Ethereum's transactions or block confirmations getting more and more censored. Should we have concerns as ETH holders? Personally, I'm an ETH holder, and yes, I'm concerned. I made a few videos talking about why and how this happens as it's moved to proof of stake. Now, proof of stake means that coin holders have authority over the blockchain, and if there's any kind of centralized supply of coins, that can be colluded into control over the network. And now that a lot of people keep their Ethereum on centralized exchanges. Those exchanges now suddenly have a lot of control over the network. Another way that Ethereum transactions are being censored actively, like last I read, 73% of Ethereum transactions in the past week have been OFAC compliant. That means they're not including transactions from Tornado Cash history. That happens through MEVs, which are basically, they help stakers now, staking or validators, choose transactions that will be most profitable for them. And so it's like a filtering mechanism, and that filter can be applied on any history with Tornado Cash. That's basically what's happening. It doesn't have to. There's no mandate over Ethereum for this to happen. It's just that this is a really popular service that most people use, even though they don't have to. And I think that's the most telling thing about it, is like everyone, or maybe not everyone in Ethereum. I'm pretty disappointed in the crickets coming from Vitalik Buterin on this situation. But, makes me think there's a lot of fakes in crypto that are claiming to care about censorship resistance. And yet this is happening on the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Okay.
So, Ed, thank you so much. What is going on with Rarible? Well, I think they're enlarging their NFT marketplace with aggregator feature. So, I mean, I think that what they see is pretty much NFTs going to be huge during the next bull market.
And that's
it's kind of obvious by now.
It's the reason of their platform.
Exactly. So yeah, they're who knows how well they're going to do, because there is a lot of competition out there. I mean, you have Magic Eden, you have Rarible, you have other things, and also you have other platforms that will allow for cheaper transactions, especially when you're setting up. So Rarible, what's good about that platform is that you can create your own NFT and just put it on a marketplace, and it's kind of nice that way. You know what I mean? But the more competition you have, the better rates we're gonna have, and the more different coins we have, different blockchains like Solana, all these other ones, Matic. I mean, the better off we are. So I really enjoy this.
Melissa here is mentioning, is there a problem with FTX? The only problem is there are some questions happening with like the sister company or Alameda Research. They're not the same company, but they're definitely tied very closely together. And there are some questions over what's actually backing that crypto hedge fund. Yeah. So also, she says, then we have midterms. Either way, I'm still stacking BTC and alts. Yeah, so tomorrow is the midterms of the U.S.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be listening to that.
Let's see.
That's sad. Yeah.
Oh, library lost to the SEC. Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah, that is sad. But there's going to be more. There's going to be more decentralized platforms coming out. Just keep that in mind. That's just one of them. I mean, we're going to be like, we call it a hydra, whereas you're going to have all these heads popping up from the free market, and the SEC will not be able to stop all of these. And that's what's going to happen. And they're going to start decentralizing this stuff to where nothing can be shut down.
Yeah, where like they couldn't take it to court if they wanted to.
Exactly. But
just
that's
like
really,
how they, yeah. Well.
It should be very telling that the U.S. hates crypto, hates it.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Hates it with everything it's got. And it doesn't want.
But they're not going to say that.
No, of course not.
They're going to say, "Oh, we're into innovation.
Yeah,
we're still the Great West." Or whatever.
It used to be that way, but no longer.
Second Tim 32 said thoughts on Google creating validators for Solana. Well, it's never good when Google's involved with crypto, even though there's so many validators and miners for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of different cryptocurrencies that use Amazon Web Services. Yeah. So. That's another thing I've been digging into in this bear market. But short answer is not good.
Mo says, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so he says, how can we prepare for CBDCs in case they want to limit us purchasing Bitcoin? Would BISC be the only fiat on-ramp, off-ramp solution then? Even then, wouldn't a CBDC prevent you from BISCing?
Probably. I mean...
Not necessarily,
It
because
depends.
CBDCs aren't out right now. And the more they come out with CBDCs around the world and then constrict people's spending power,
Yeah.
then you're going to have the free market definitely hopping in on that.
Because wouldn't you want to get paid in something that you can spend freely and
Exactly.
doesn't track your life?
Exactly.
You're not the only one who thinks that.
So essentially, everyone is going to be a criminal. And I can't wait.
Yeah. And that's what we're always saying, too, is the difference between
stay disobedient, people.
morality and legality.
Yeah.
And you could very easily be a completely great, innocent person, but they deem you to be a criminal because you're not playing by their rules that they're designing to control you.
Governments aren't always right. Just look at the Nazis, you know? I mean, they didn't do it right, but that was kind of the law of the land.
And there's people who, like, you know, in Portugal or whatever, like in everywhere around the world, people will work for cash instead of credit or checks or whatever. And it's because they want to exhibit some freedom over their financials. And then the same way with crypto, you can get paid in crypto. And there's going to be people who will prefer to pay in crypto and get paid in crypto. So I think, like you were saying, it's going to be a black market, but it's going to be a freedom market.
Yeah, so. but everybody, it's a split in the road right now. Like, people are going to the centralized route, and then people are going to the decentralized route.
Yeah.
And that's going to continue to the medium right there is going to further go away from each other. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, but we're going to be fine. Yeah.
Seems to me Polkadot is gaining a lot of traction. Thoughts? Maybe that's evidence of Gavin
leaving.
stepping. He didn't leave.
He
just stepped down as CEO.
Yeah.
He's still the lead engineer. So maybe he just wasn't so good as a CEO, but he's much better at coding. And so he's going back to what he's good at. And maybe that's why it's turning around a little bit. Who knows what's happening behind closed doors? I mean, Polkadot is like, okay, so it's a multi-chain interoperability blockchain. That was like, you know, all the hype of 2020, 2021.
Sure.
Now Cardano is saying that they're going to be a multi-blockchain thing. Oh my gosh. My eyes rolled to the back of my head when I heard that. Do what you set out to do first, Charles, and then advance more, and then maybe I'll believe it. I am increasingly skeptical about Cardano.
It's amazing how well that guy can kick the can down the road. He's a can kicker. That should be the new coin that he has.
Richard O is asking thoughts on crypto ATMs for cash purchases. They're not necessarily KYC free. If you're really paranoid, there's probably surveillance in the whatever location that they're in. And there's limits on what you can buy, and there's usually a premium price to buy and sell that you're going to be paying out of your pocket. So you gotta balance all those out.
But
obviously.
I mean, it depends on how private you want to be.
Yeah.
So, but the best way to do it is actually set up a private wallet, and then meeting some guy that wants to buy something in Bitcoin. That's it. And then have it sent. And nobody's going to care. There's no KYC. It's perfect. I think everybody should be doing it that way. That wants to protect their privacy, essentially.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Any last questions, you guys, in the comments? We're reaching the 30-minute mark.
Let's see. Well, really quick, Corey. Hey, did you catch any waves? Yes. We just talked at the beginning of this show. Got some pretty good sized waves. Heidi said it was 60 foot. I have no idea how big it was, because when you're getting towed into one of these waves, they're so big, you literally just can't tell. And I'm so focused on making the drop and making it over the bumps, because Nazare is the bumpiest surf spot in the world by far. Literally nothing comes close, and it takes every bit of concentration to make it through these moguls here. It's kind of like it's just so bad for your knees. It's ridiculous. Aww. Yeah, it's really bad. So that's why we kind of wait for like this first wave to go by, so it kind of cleans it up a little bit, so we can kind of go down the face. So so 60 foot was fun. Tomorrow's could be bigger. We'll see. Or no, the next day,
a lot of action
Wednesday
this week,
could be bigger.
Basically.
Yeah. So anyways.
Maybe I'll do a video filming from the cliff. Would you guys like that?
Yeah.
Probably.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Privacy coins.
Not if I'm spotting you. I'm gonna be wait. I can't do that.
Somebody wrote about Darrow and R. Yeah, I guess. We'll see what the free market wants. I mean, Darrow and R could do really well. Monero could do really well. It's all about the free market. The free market's going to dictate what coin is going to survive and what coin isn't.
But especially with a privacy coin, the more people who are using it, the more private it is, period. You don't want to be the only one or the only 10 people using a privacy coin.
Sure.
So that's going to be pretty easy to track who's who at that point.
Probably. Will Solana be affected by FTX? I don't think so. Not too much.
He was a heavy investor in Solana and Serum.
Okay, but like it's kind of like this. So like it doesn't. The two of them. If FTX dies and Solana is probably going to live. I mean, look at all the transactions that they are having right now. It's one of the top blockchains to have. For
the only reason it would really affect Solana super negatively if that was the only or one of two exchanges that Solana was listed on, and then it went down. Yeah, that would affect Solana just because that's their exposure to most retail traders.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Thanks, everyone.
That's it.
Thank you.
Welcome
We're
to
wrapping up our live
tips.
stream.
We should start again. Hey, my name's Toby. That's Heidi.
we're talking.
Let me give her some news really quick. So, to end this, like I said, I'm bringing back stay disobedient and do all you can.
If you want to be stay disobedient, we're not telling you.
Yeah, we are. I'm telling you.
Stay disobedient.
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't be.
That's
a
loop.
Actually, it was funny. Like when I was.
Don't tell me what to do.
When I before I met Heidi and when I dated, right? Like there was one girl that was like, "Have a nice day." I'm like, "Don't tell me what to do." That's a good one, and like kind of like wink or whatever. That's a great pickup line. All right, that's my.
We gotta do another video, Toby. All of his pickup lines. That was
so
a good
funny.
one.
Oh my gosh, I've had an interesting early before I met Heidi life.
I love to hear about it.
Yes. Anyways, that's all we have. Please like and subscribe. And if you want, check it down below for our CT Club, where you get our trade alerts, portfolio updates, and that is so scripted. All right, I got to do something else on that. Bye, guys.
Way too obedient.
It was good seeing you guys.